All right, so today's topic is listening skills enhancement 2.0. Wait. Okay, let's start over. So today's lecture is listening skills enhancement 2.0. So 2.0 because we have renovated this UI's presentation. In the past, we do listening skills for 2 sessions, but now we compressed it into just one major lecture. So you need to remember that every time there is a skills enhancement or major lecture in our schedule, you need to attend those. Either you attend physically or you join our Zoom meeting or to watch the replay. The main reason for this is because skills enhancement / major lectures are going to be important in your IELTS preparation. So to put it simply, we have vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, common mistakes lessons. They are supplemental. So meaning, in the case of taking vitamins and minerals, if you're going to eat citrus fruit like guava or oranges or something that tastes sour, okay, you are actually getting vitamin C into your body. So there's no need for you to take supplements anymore. Meaning, the supplemental lectures, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, I'm not saying they are non-essentials. All I'm trying to say is that if you are going to allot effort, time, energy in attending a lecture, always make it to a point to attend your skills enhancement / major lecture. So again, I have emphasized the importance of skills enhancement already. Since our topic is listening, you will be hearing, learning everything about listening today. So if you have questions about the reading test, the writing subtest, or the speaking test, I am inviting you to attend lectures intended for those. Where can you find the schedule? I post the schedule every Monday on our 3 channels: Facebook group, Facebook community chat, and Discord server, so that you will not miss any important updates for whether we will be having cancellations of classes or if we're going to push through with the lessons despite the bad weather. So, listening skills enhancement, first thing that you need to know about the listening test is that this is one of the components of the written exam. So if you put it simply, your examination is divided into 2 categories. So one, this is what we call your written component, okay? The written component of your test. And the other component. And the other being the interview, which is your speaking. So for the interview part, I'll be doing it tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow's lecture will be speaking skills enhancement, or also known as speaking major for a lot of people. So this will be discussed tomorrow. So once again, if you cannot make it tomorrow, we have Zoom. If you cannot make it for either, we have replay. So you will not miss any important updates and important lessons for that matter. So when I say important part of the written component, okay, we refer to the listening, reading, writing tests in the past as written component. Since naturally you have to undergo the examination via pen and paper-based test, traditionally known as a written exam. However, since the introduction, which started sometime in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, August of 2018, they implemented the computer-based test. So what happened, people now have the ability to take their examinations using computers. The advantage of which is that you will get the results much faster, because they have this dedicated server which answers are uploaded directly on their cloud server. So in reality, once you're done with your exams for pen and paper-based tests, they will be wrapping them in packages. They will ship them. If your examination is for British Council, they ship it to Canada. If this is in IDP, they ship it to Australia. So it will take time, definitely, to unwrap them, to wrap things, to unwrap them, to check them, to turn them into scores. So basically, it will take time. How much time? 14 days. 14 calendar days. Whether on the other side of the world we're having war, they will make sure that this 14 days delivery of the results will be met. So that was in the past. Now, for the written component, computer delivered exam, we should only wait for around 48 hours. Okay, 48 hours is the return time, meaning you will get your results in as fast as 48 hours. One of my students sent me a message, sir, I didn't have to wait for 48 hours. It's just 24 hours, the results are out. So you already know what steps you have to take, especially if you are in a rush. Okay, if you are in a rush, you can decide whether I should take the written component or the pen and paper based exam. But trust me, there are so many advantages of the written component, not just the results turn out, which is much faster, but also the way how you take your examination is going to be much more comfortable in that regard. Well, as you already noticed, if you're going to undergo the listening exam, okay, via the pen and paper based test, you have to listen to a recording. So the recording is oftentimes delivered through a speaker. So there are speakers surrounding the area. So depending on when you are seated, it will also, depending on where you are seated, it will also play a factor. Like if you are sitting close to the speaker, then of course, the sound that you hear is going to be crisp. But if you're going to be seated somewhere in the middle where the sound can become diluted, then definitely it becomes much more saturated with other sounds. It makes it harder for you to catch some items. So those are some factors. Taking the examination using computer delivered exam has never been easier. So if you are thinking which type of exam is for you, we are actually pushing you to take this examination just because if you want to take the pen and paper based test, we have available testing dates, available testing venues in Manila every other day. We have 2 testing centers for British Council. We have 2 testing centers for IDP. So if it's every other day, Monday 2 times, Tuesday 2 times, you can take your examination via pen and paper based test as much as every single day. So kung gusto mo mag-take ng exam ng linggo, o ng Miyerkules, o ng Lunes, meron po tayong exam ng pen and paper-based exam. And if we are allowed to take that type of exam, what more? We have computer-based tests conducted every day in Manila. So in 9 branches, which were converted to testing centers like Cabanatuan branch, we conduct the examination every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the schedule is subject to change with prior notice since there are some factors that could play along the way when it comes to the testing schedule. So another that we would like to consider is definitely the weather this week, which is ravaging the entire Luzon. So now, enough of the testing proceedings. Malalaki na kayo. Ikaw ang magdidesisyon para sa sarili mo. Kung ayaw mo mag-exam ng Biyernes, Sabado, Linggo, may Lunes, Martes, Miyerkules, Huwebes sa ibang lugar. Malaya ka, napiliin ang sa tingin mo mas makabubuti sa'yo. Once again, we will not be the deciding factor for when and where you will take your test. Some people even ask me for my honest opinion. Hey, sir, when do you think I should take my test? I don't know and I don't care. It's up to you to decide. We have our own free will. Decide for yourself because we don't want to be blamed just because, sir, ikaw kasi sabi mo, ganito, pamagdak talay ako eh. Oh, ikaw magdidesisyon nun. Nagkakaintindihan? Okay. Now, your listening test is divided into 4 sections. Maraming nagbago noong 2018. We refer to 4 sections now as 4 parts. So we do not hear section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4 anymore in both your written pen and paper based and written computer-based exam. We will hear part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So since it is divided into 4 areas and you have 40 items to answer, okay, are you listening? 40 items to answer, meaning we will expect around 10 items per part. So that if you add them together, you get 40. But sometimes, hindi palaging 10. May occasions na 8 lang. May na-encounter na ako na 12 items. But if you get the total for the entire exam, it will still produce 40. Now, this 40 items, sir, ang kailangan ko po ay 6. Ibig sabihin ba nun, pag naka-6 lang ako na points sa tama, pasok na yon? Sira ulo ka ba? Okay? Swerte mo naman, ano? Okay. Ang tawag po natin dito is conversion. We will convert this raw score into a band score. And we have tables for that. Yung table po nun ay i-attach ko mamaya, okay, sa description ng video. Okay? Once again, kapag Thursday, Friday, Saturday na lecture, dahil po sa kabisihan, hindi na po namin na i-upload ang link ng replay. Kaya po sinasuggest po namin magsipag-subscribe po kayo. Palagi ko po yung pinapaalala. Nasa description po ng video yung mga links na kakailanganin po nila. So, 40 items. What is the minimum number of points you must acquire for you to get a band 7? Pag sinabing band 7, this is the national average of the Philippines. If you want to go to Canada, we're looking at around, ang Canada kasi ang sukatan niyan, CLB. No? CLB ang sukatan sa Canada. Doon naman kay Europe, ang tawag naman natin dyan ay CEFR. So sa CLB ni Canada, ano yan? 1 point less than the band score. Halimbawa, kung kailangan nyo po ng CLB 5, ang equivalent po niyan sa IELTS ay listening, speaking 5, writing, reading 4.5. Nagkakaintindihan? At overall band score niyan ay 6. Ibig sabihin, kung kailangan mo ng CLB 5, we're looking at around a score that is very achievable. Bakit? Kung 4.5 lang pala kailangan mo sa listening, para maka-achieve ka ng CLB 5, 7 nga, national average. Sabihin ko na, no? Ang totoo. Majority of test takers in the Philippines, 70% of them are not enrolled in review centers like this. Ang enrolled lang po sa review center, the test taking population ay 20%. So kung may 30,000 test takers sa isang taon, ang estudyante lang namin doon sa buong bansa, kalat na to, nasa 5,000 lang siguro. Yung iba doon nag-DIY, yung iba doon self-study. So, despite that, 7 po ang band score ng Philippines. So, ibig sabihin, kung pupunta ka ng Canada at kailangan mo ng kailangan mo ng CLB 5, madali bang ma-achieve yun? Yes. Bisa naman. Ulit. Ilan ang band score ng Pilipinas? Buong Pilipinas, 7. Ilang kailangan sa Canada? 4.5, 5, pwede na. Ibig sabihin, yung nag-i-exam sa Pilipinas na walang review, nakaka-7. Ibig sabihin ba, kung ikaw ay mag-i-exam, wala kang review, biglang pinag-exam kita ngayon, sir. Pinag-exam kita ngayon, kaya mo bang kunin ito? 5, itong ginamita ko. Kaya.
Hindi nag-review, sir?
Kahit hindi nag-review. Yes. Meron, oo.
Yan ang mga yung mag-take ng exam with their experience.
Ayoko. Bahala kayo. Natulad ako. Sama dito. Relax na lang. Yun ang paliwanag, sir. Ibig sabihin lang nun na dito po kay IELTS, si listening po, pinakamadaling exam. So, nagpapakita iyon sa atin na kung kailangan mo ng CLB 5, CLB 4, kahit nga CLB 6, ang gagamitin mo panghatak ay si listening. So, halimbawa, nag-exam ka. Listening mo 6, expected yan. Listening mo 7, expected yan. Reading mo, expected na babagsak yan. 4.5. No? 4.5. Ang writing mo, pasok. 5. Ang speaking mo, 5.5. Pag inad mo yung lahat na yan, ang kakalabasan niyan ay 5.5. Kung ang kailangan mo ay CLB 6, tapos ang equivalent ay hindi individual score kasi iba po ang CLB na may individual score at CLB na overall band score. Kaya nga sa mga employer nyo o sa mga visa experts nyo, itas nyo na. Lalo basahin nyo yung mga fine print ng mga letter sa inyo. Kailangan nyo, CLB, iba na ito, OBS. Ibig sabihin, yun lang po ang target. Okay? So, yung bang 5.5 na CLB 6, ang sabi ni Sir Kevin, ang CLB, babawasan mo pa yan ng 1 sa IELTS. Ibig sabihin, itong 5.5, sobra ka pa ng 0.5. Anong humatak ng score mo? Tingnan mo, ang baba ng speaking, ang baba ng writing, ang baba ng reading. Pero yung listening mo ay mataas. Again ha, hindi pa yan national average. Binaba ko pa yan ng isa. Para sabihin natin, sir, paano kung malasin? Paano kung inaantok ako nung? Paano kung lasing ako nung gabi na yon? Nag-exam ako. Kaya ko pa rin mga makuha yan. Yun lang po ang nagpapakita sa atin na napakadali po maipasa ni IELTS. Kung ang kailangan mo ay overall band score, ang gagawin mo technique dyan, yung listening mo, ang pagpuhusayin mo. Again ha, kahit wala review, kaya nyo po maka-7 sa listening. At kung ngayong nag-review pa, what more? Ibig sabihin, hanggat nandito ka, kasain mo na ang iyong kaalaman, mag-aral ka ng mabuti, umattend ka ng klase, manood ka ng replay, umattend ka ng Zoom, at mag-practice ka ng mock exam. So marami po nagre-request sa amin, sir, hindi po pwedeng ibahin yung araw ng mock exam like gawin nating Sabado. Guys, sa madaling sabi po, yung mock exam natin na to, na pinapahiram namin yung testing center sa mga estudyante, ito po ay hindi alam ng British Council. Ito po ay sikreto na. No? Pinapahiram namin po ito sa magandang loob ng aming may-ari na si Madam. Nandiyan po siya. Okay, para saan? Para kung saan ka mag-exam, doon ka na mag-practice. Tingnan. Diba? Nag-driving school ka, ang driving ko Ford Raptor. Ito pagmamanehohin ng Hyundai Ion. Di malaking panibago yun, maninibago ko ng gusto doon. So kung may Ford Raptor ka, yun ang mamanehohin mo, yun ang papractice natin. Para makabisado mo na. Oh. So yun, makabisado mo na, may home court advantage ka na. Hindi ka nakakabahan na bagong lugar na naman, bago sa'yo lahat. Ito na yung lagi mong ginagawa. Ito na yung lagi mo nakakasanayan. Because of that, you will, again, ang pangalan ng lecture natin, you'll be able to acquire skills and enhance them, taking them to the next level in preparation for your test. So if you can maximize your stay here, practice as much as you can. Practice as much as you can. We conduct the practice every Tuesday and Thursday. Wala pong Biyernes dahil yun po ay nakalaan na sa kanilang gagamit ng examination center. Dahil sila po ay nagbayad ng exam. Saturday, sila po ay nagbayad ng exam. Sunday, ibang exam naman po yung Michigan English Test. So, ano po maintindihan? Wait, sir. Gusto ko talaga mag-practice. So, chat mo ako, sir. Gusto ko pong mag-mock exam. Pero hindi po kaya ng schedule, paano po kaya? Siya po ang papag-uusapan natin. Kaya naman namin gumawa ng kompromiso. Okay? So, 40 minutes. Actually, sa computer-based test, 30 minutes lang po yan. Sa computer-based test, 30 minutes lang po yan. Minutes. Bakit nakalagay po dito 40? Well, sa pen and paper based, 30 minutes para mag-listen, 10 minutes para mag-transfer. So, isusulat mo muna lahat ng narinig mo sa isang test booklet, tsaka mo siya isasalin isa-isa. Yun po yung pen and paper. Pero yun, nagka-pen and paper pa ba tayo? Kaya pa rin kung gusto mo, kung nanaisin mo, kung naisang iyong kalooban na mag-pen and paper, ganun po ang gagawin mo. Pero dahil naka-computer based na po tayo, wala na po tayo 10 minutes. Ilan na lang? Minutes. Para transfer, no. Para mag-check lang ng mga sagot mo kung nakumpleto mo ba lahat sa iba. The recording is played once, wala na pong ulitan. So your memory will be tested here. So as you listen, you do multitasking. You're looking at your monitor, you're using your left finger or your non-dominant hand to point at which part you already at, and you type as you listen. So ang daming skill na kailangan mong i-develop. Yung multitasking mo, listening skill, memory, tsaka typing fast. Because oftentimes, answers are given one after the other. Baka pinapaulan ka na niya ng sagot, di ka na masyado nakakahabol. Kaya nga, practice is going to be really. Okay? So, general rules, listen intently. What do you mean by this? Listen with the intent of getting as many answers as you can. Follow the example. This is going to be important. Para saan? Para po dito sa formatting. Because half of the test takers fail at the listening test, fail at this level sa formatting of their answers. Kaya napaka-importante yan. And please don't fall asleep. The recording is very, they have very mellow voice. No? Nakaka-antok. Especially pag nasa dulo ka na. So please, yan. So for the pen and paper category, we have colored papers. The listening test questionnaire is pink in color, and the answer sheet is color orange. Once again, the listening exam is same for either module. Academic or GT, you have the same questions. You have the same test booklet if you are going to undergo the pen and paper-based test. If you are going to undergo the computer-based exam, you will hear the same recording, you will hear the same questions, you will have the same answers. There's no difference whatsoever. They are exactly alike. The exam for academic is the same for the examination for GP. That is why for GP and academic, we have no distinction if the exam is listening. The change will happen in reading. The difference will be very observable in writing. But listening and speaking, this is for both modules. Walang pantay-pantay tayo dyan. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap. Kung anong tanong kay Pedro, yun ang tanong kay Juan. Malinaw? Okay. So, kung pen and paper naman, makikita mo ang mga answers sa 1 to 20 on the left, 21 to 40 naman on the right. So, ito yung itsura niya. Na? So, hindi nyo na po kailangan yan kung mag-computer-based po. Okay? So, sir, ano po bang pinagkaiba ng computer-based at ng pen and paper-based? Kasi hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin po ako makapag-decide eh. Tulungan kita mag-decide. No? Tulungan kita mag-decide. Ano mo ang video ito.
For the listening test, you can change the volume by using the volume bar in the top right at any time during the test. For each part of the list.
Okay, pause muna tayo. Ito po yung mga blank. Yan po yung mga items sa sasagutan mo. Okay? Ibig sabihin, number 2, nakalagay doon, blank old. Nakalagay ba doon, blank old? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Anong hinahanap natin? Oh, answer. Tama si sir. Oo. Anong old? Ha? Kasi tinan nyo, pwede nyo hulaan eh, kahit wala ka pa naririnig. Again, ha, hindi ko pa sinasabing hulaan nyo ang mga sagot, ha? Pwede mo nang ma-anticipate eh. Ano kaya yung best na answer na mag-fit dun sa blank? Halimbawa, dito, sa shape. Kalagay, round. Pwede bang square? Oo. Eh, kaso, narinig mo round eh. Hindi, round ang sagot. No. Set of blank chairs. Pwedeng set of plastic chairs? Diba? Set of foldable chairs? Seats covered in blank material. Anong material kaya? Soft material? Cotton material? No? Oh, in blank condition, in good condition, in mint condition, in bad condition. Length, nakalagay doon. Anong haba? 4 cm? May table bang 4 cm? May desk bang 4 cm? Wala. Siguro mga 3 meters to. 3 drawers, top drawer has a blank. Ano kaya yon? Has a, pwedeng handle, has a paint, has a lock, pwede rin. Nagigets niyo yung point? So, dun pa lang, pwede mo nang ma-anticipate, eh, wala ka pang naririnig. So, di ko sinasabing hulaan nyo, ha? Di ko sinasabing hulaan nyo yung mga sagot. All I'm trying to say is that you can anticipate what you're going to hear, and that can potentially help you answering everything. Okay?
Test, you will hear the recording once only. Some parts of the test have more than one type of question.
So in this case naman, you don't have to literally answer, no? Hindi mo kailangan sagutan.
You can change the volume by time during. Hear the recording once only. Some parts of the test have more than one type of.
Tawag naman dito drag and drop. So you will be using your mouse here. So for example, Mary Brown. So Mary Brown, you will be responsible for the food of our activity. So click mo yung food. Lagay mo yung food dito kay Mary Brown. Sabi ni Mary Brown, oh, sorry, Steve. I'm not very good at handling food eh. Can I change my responsibility to health? Because I graduated as a nurse 2 years ago. So I think I'll be suited for that job. So anong gagawin mo? Yung food na nilagay mo dito, kunin mo, ibalik mo dyan. Kung sa tingin mo matagal yon, kunin mo yung health, nandito pa yung food. I-drag mo yung health dito, si food automatic nang lilipat dun sa kabila. Again ha, kailangan nyo po talagang mag-practice ng Mac para makabisado nyong gawin yan. No? Para pagdating nyo sa exam, hindi, gagawin ko dito.
Question. Each type of question has its own instructions.
We have map, which is known to be the most difficult.
In the listening test, listen carefully for the part number and question numbers to make sure you are looking at the right screen. For some questions, you need to write your answer in the gap.
And tatype mo siya directly.
For some questions, you need to choose which diagram label,
This time naman, kiklik mo
A,
lang siya.
B,
Very
C,
interactive.
etc., is correct for which item listed in the table. For each question, click on the correct space in the table. For some questions, you need to click on an answer and move it into the gap. If you want to change an answer, move another answer into the gap. If you want to leave the question unanswered, move the question back. And for some questions, you need to move an answer into a gap on a diagram.
Diagram, map, labeling.
At the end of the listening test, you'll have 2 minutes to check all of your.
How many minutes are you given? Not 10, not 5, only 2. 2, not for you to transfer, but 2 minutes for you to check whether you have completed all the answers. If you're going to look, andito yung numbers ho. For example, uy, wala akong answer sa number 17 eh. So what are you going to do? Pwede mong i-click yung 17, maglagay ka ng answer doon. Sabi natin, calculated guess. Hindi lang basta-basta ilalagay kung ano yung maisip mo. Kung meron ka pagpipilian, choose the option that best suits the scenario. So that way you can maintain the calculations intact, no? So pwede mo siyang balikan. Hindi ko sinasabi na may 5 ka nang na-miss. Again, what we're trying to accomplish here is to minimize the occurrence of you missing some points during the listening phase. That's why as you listen, there's an intention of getting as many answers as you possibly can. Okay?
At the end of the listening test, you'll have 2 minutes to check all of your answers. The tests will automatically stop when the time finishes.
Alright. Actually, mali yung band score table na lalagay ko dito. Kahit magkaroon ka ng isang mali, 39 to 40. Equals pa rin po yan sa 9. Just recently po, meron naka-9 sa atin sa listening. Tingnan ko nga. May naka-9 po sa listening. Recently. Kalimutan ko na kasi pangalan ng mga estudyante sa dami. Lang ha. Natin, reflex natin. Yan. Si Ruby. Taga San Jose. Listening 9, reading 8, writing 6, speaking 6. Tinatak yung score niya. Ilan yung writing and speaking, wala man lang 7 doon. Pero dahil ang taas ng listening, 7.5 ang PBS. So sa 7,000, 8,000 ko na naging estudyante, siguro mahigit 1,000 doon naka-9. Nasa 500, naka-9 sa reading. Wala akong nakaka-9 sa writing. At nasa 100 na po ang naka-9 sa speaking. So yung listening po ang pinakamadali sa kanila. Kung gusto niyo po na mataas na overall band score, listening po ang pag-ibig. Okay? Kaya ba? Anong target niya sa listening? 9. Yeah. Sabi ni Cherry, 9. Very good, Cherry. So during the listening exam, there are 3 stages. We have the before listening. You are given time to read the questions in advance. How lucky are we? Diba? When it comes to the test, we are given time to look for the answers even before the examination begins playing. You're given time to anticipate what you're about to hear. You're given time to study what clues are you going to hear during the listening phase. And during the test, the audio is actually played very slow. If I'm going to compare the listening examination to other English exams, perhaps IELTS listening test is going to be the easiest. Paren. OET, PTE, MET, pinakamadali pa rin ito. Actually, ang baba ng score ko sa Michigan English Test. Sa reading, 4 mali ko. Sa writing, 74 ako over 80. Tapos dito sa listening ko ng MET, ang baba. Kumbaga parang 9 lahat. 8 si listening. Nung kababa. Yung pinakapangit. Pero ang dali ng MET, pinakamadaling English exam yun for US-based nurses. Pero para sa akin, pinakamadali pa rin si IELTS. Ang bagal nila magsalita. At ini-spell out pa nila yung mga sagot. Oh, Kevin, where are we going to go for next week's travel to London? Oh, I already have plans in mind. First, I would like to check this blah, blah, blah hotel. Can you repeat that? I would like to check the Imperial Hotel. It's IMPERIAL. Wow, I'm actually excited. The name itself is says a lot about it. You know? Kaya sila mag-usap, ang bagal, ini-spell out pa nila yung sagot. Ito yung sagot, no? Nakakala mo, pag di mo nakuha to, ini-spell ko na sa pagmumukha mo. Ganun. Kaya pag ganun, hulihin nyo na. Ang importante po sa listening, no? Bigyan ko kayo ng tip. Habang nakikinig ka, mga pangalan, inote mo yan. Pangalan ng mga establishments, inote mo yan. When, where, what, who, mga pangalan ng tao, lugar, presyo, adjectives, importante lang. Yeah. Touch mo yung mga yan. Tapos, patapos mong pakinggan lahat yan, sasabihin pa ng script, that is the end of part 1. You now have 30 seconds to look for your answers in part 1. 30 seconds, pahinga yun. Tingnan mo, kamusta ba? Ano bang na-miss ko dito? Sige, mamaya, babalikan ko yan. Kasi hindi ko nasagot yung number 8 eh. Pero may hula ako dyan eh. Mamaya, babalikan. Nagets po? Now, the examination's content becomes increasingly more difficult as you progress towards it. Meaning, parts 1 and 2 are easier versus parts 3 and 4. How come and why? Bakit at paano? Paano siya mas madali? Paano siya mas mahirap? No? Paano mas mahirap ang 3 and 4? Paano mas madali ang 1 and 2? You see, for sections 1 and 2, we just have to understand general everyday scenarios with social context. And when you say social context, tungkol po ito sa pag-uusap ng mga tao sa regular na pamumuhay natin. Na isang tao nag-i-inquire tungkol sa isang binebenta na nakita niya online. Halimbawa, you will hear a conversation between Jack and Mary talking about the motorcycle that Jack is selling. Listen and answer questions as you do. Start. Oh, good morning. My name is Mary Johnston. Question number 1. Mary blank. Oh, Mary Johnston. What's the spell of your last name? Johnston. That's Johnston. Alam mo na yung sagot. And I'm actually here to inquire about the motorcycle that you were selling. I saw the post on ebay.com. 2. Where did Mary see the post? ebay.com. Yun yung sagot sa 2. Nagets mo yung point? Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, sa part 1 pala ng listening exam, tungkol po ito sa pang-araw-araw lang na komunikasyon ng mga tao. Na may isa nagre-report na wala daw yung kanyang ticket, nagre-report siya sa police. May isa naman, nagpunta siya sa isang review center, nag-i-inquire siya tungkol kung magkano ba yung fee, magkano ba yung exam. Parang yung ginawa niya lang na nagpunta kayo dito. Nagtatanong ng mga details, anong pangalan mo, anong email address mo, saan ka pupunta, anong module mo. Yun lang, dun lang iikot ang part 1. Kaya ang part 1 po ba ay madali? Oo, yun po ang pinakamadali sa lahat. Kaya dapat perfect niyo po si part 1. Ang mga tanong sa part 1, names of people, places, events, books, you name it. Everything that has a name, important yan. Dates, no? Mga locations, mga time, okay? Importante yan. Sa part 2, isang tao na lang po yung magsasalita. But the topic is still going to be about general everyday scenarios. So this is sort of like an informational talk. Diba? How to spot fake news, for example. How to prepare for the upcoming storm. Ganun yung mga dilinig nyo sa part. Mga tourist information, maridinig nyo sa part. Kadalasan kay part 2 and 3 nag-appear yung mga mapa. At mapa po ang pinakamahirap. That is why madali man si part 2 because of the content, mahirap naman siya when it comes to the type of test that you encounter. Sa part 3 and 4, kaya siya mahirap, number 1, the topic becomes academic. So example, kung ang topic mo kanina sa 2, informational talk lang regarding how to prepare for the upcoming storm, ang topic mo sa part 4 is tungkol sa mga, kung kailan na-invento ang airship, kung kailan ba nagmamigrate ang mga ibon, tungkol na siya sa ganun. History, science, mathematics, research, yan, doon na siya iikot. So, yun yung exam content natin for section 1 and 2. It will contain general everyday scenarios with social context, whereas for sections 3 and 4, this will revolve around school and training related contexts, academically inclined. So in your exam, there are also a variety of accents that will appear. Actually, hindi lang naman po yung tatlong major accent, American, British, Australian na mag-a-appear. Meron ding Hong Kong, Filipino accent dyan. In 2016, may naging exam sa Davao. No? Hi, my name is Maria and I am the domestic helper here in Hong Kong. Ganun yung... Pero bibihira lang po yun. Hindi po siya madalas nag-a-appear. Ang majority is American accent, British accent, at Australian accent. So for American accent, for the very lucky few, why do we consider someone lucky if they encounter American accent on their test? Well, quite naturally, in the Philippines, we have been an American colony during the early 19th century. So definitely, up until today, the media that we consume, mga pinapanood nating movies, mga pinapakinggan nating mga artists, mga pinapanood nating mga movies, ay nasa American English. Kung nanonood ka ng NBA, kung paano magsalita sila Lebron, sila Durant, sila Curry, American English. So sanay na sanay po tayo makinig ng American English, walang adjustment na kailangan. Hindi mo kailangan ng malaking adjustments. There are no major adjustments needed if you encounter American accent because we Filipinos are used to American accent probably on a daily basis due to the media that we consume. And for British accent, commonly used in the IELTS exam, bakit mas common ang British kesa kay American? Ganito kasi yan. Saan po ba ginawa ang mga recordings na? Sa University of Cambridge. At sa University of Cambridge, nasa UK po siya. So ang mga estudyante po nila, ang mga mag-aaral nila ay mga natural-born British citizens. So sir, ibig sabihin, yung mga bumaboses doon, si Mary, si Kurt, yung mga pangalan ng mga characters doon, sila po ay mga estudyante. Oo. Tapos yung mga matatanda na, yung mga teachers nila. So sila yung mga artists na hinahire para ma-record tong listening niyo. Now, kung ibig sabihin, sir, natural-born British citizens sila. Kaya ang galing-galing nila sa British accent. Paano po sila nakakapag-American accent? Ginagaya lang nila. Kasi ang mga degree nila, ang kanilang course ay literature. So may kinalaman yun sa pakikipag-communicate. So, yun yung kanilang project, yun yung kanilang assignment. At bayad naman sila dyan. Dahil syempre, talent yan na kailangan nilang i-highlight. So, ibig sabihin ba nun, sir, hindi mga totoong Americans or Australians yung mga naririnig ko, hindi po. Mga British yan, ginagaya nila yung American and Australian accent. Kaya may tendency na maging OA. Tama ho ba? Yung maging OA. For example, ginagaya ko yung accent ng mga kakampangan na to. OA. Matias! Gano'n kasi sila mag-usap eh. Lagi nakasigaw. No? Parang laging galit. Pero hindi naman. Ayun o, sumudang. So, yun. Di ba? So, pag ginaya ko yun, mas malala. Kasi ginagaya ko lang eh. Tama ba? Hindi naman ako natural eh. Kaya naman, kapag naka-encounter kayo ng Australian accent, ako, gusto po. Ayan eh. For those who are cursed. Kaya itong mga naka-9 na to, sabi nila, sir, British accent lang po ang na-encounter. Hindi nila na-encounter. Yung Australian accent, pag na-encounter yan, talagang ang baba na makukuha ng score. Sir, wala naman ako magagawa. Kasi kung ano lumabas di ba? Pwede ba ako mamili? Hindi naman. Ano gagawin ko? Ibig sabihin, bago ko pa mag-exam, paghahandaan mo. Paano po paghahandaan? Ang accent. Kasi, ang dalawang barrier sa listening, yung dalawang hadlang kung sa pangarap natin na makakuha ng perfect score sa listening, dalawa lang. Si speed at saka si accent. Kasi kay speed, wala na tayong pwedeng gawin dyan. Kung ano yung bilis nila makipag-usap, hindi mo siya pwedeng bagalan o bilisan. Hindi siya tulad ng YouTube na gusto mong bilisan yung video, pwedeng times 1.25 or 1.5 mo siya. Hindi pwede yun. So wala kang gagawin sa speed, wala kang magagawa kung hindi pakinggan ang mga practices. Paulit-ulit. Sir, paano kay accent? Ano pwede kong gawin niya? May idea kayo? Ano pwede kong gawin kay accent bilang paghahanda sa exam? Paano kung ma-encounter ko si Australian? Paano kung ma-encounter ko si British? Paano kung ma-encounter ko sa Amerika, hindi ko siya masyadong kabisado. Practice? Pwede? Sige. Makinig. Listen to your audio over and over again. Totoo po. Pakinggan mo lang ng paulit-ulit. Pakinggan mo lang ng paulit. Ulit-ulit. Totoo yan. O, halimbawa, nabaha, mag-general cleaning kayo. Ang boring maglinis pag walang sounds, di ba? Sound trip. Listening exam. Totoo na. Lahat na nakaka-perfect, ganun yung ginagawa. Sa podcast kasi, ano yan eh, sobrang ganda nung ginagamit ng equipment. Making the sound very crisp. Kasi yun yung bentahe ng mga podcasts. They use like Rode microphones para talagang ang linaw ng boses nila. But in reality, hindi ganun ang listening exam. May konting static siya. Kasi nga, ang tinatry natin dong i-mimic is yung conversational material at hindi naman yung aesthetics ng boses. So, okay si podcast, but not via headphones. Kung pwede mo siyang pakinggan sa speaker pero mahinang volume para maka-adapt ka doon sa tinatawag nating handicap. Alam niyo yung handicap? So, expert ka na sa isang bagay. No? Halimbawa, magaling ako magluto. Ngayon, mga first timer kayo magluto. Sige, bigyan ko ng plus. Mauna kayo for 30 minutes, tsaka lang ako mag-start. Yun yung handicap. So, ginagawa mo dyan, nag-handicap ka, hindi ka nag-earphones, tinetest mo yung listening skills mo na kahit malabo o mahina, yung maganda, yung aesthetic na audio is okay pa din. Pero ang suggestion ko kasi talaga, podcast kasi, there's content intended na may matututunan ka, may mapupulot ka na idea. Pero dito kasi hindi eh. Ang kailangan mo dito ma-acquire are answers. That's why, kung pakinggan mo ang mga listening practices like American accent, British accent, Australian accent, kakaroon ka ng idea na, oh, okay, nagigets ko kung paano yung flow ng exam. Diba? So yung mismong exam ang napapakinggan mo, dun ka nakakapag-adapt. Yun. So okay siya, but that is not what I highly recommend. What I still suggest is to listen to your past exam recordings. Sir, saan ko po ba makikita yon? Ayan. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, na? Every Tuesday and Wednesday, nagko-conduct po tayo ng minor lecture or academic major lecture. Dalawa yun eh. Pwedeng vocab, grammar, pronunciation, common mistakes, or line graph, bar graph, pie chart, table, cycle, map, process para sa ACAD. Ngayon, sa Webes, bakante yun dahil mock exam and one-on-one coaching. So, doon ko i-upload mga accent lectures. Sa accent lecture, bawa American accent, puro American accent lang yung na-audio. Hindi ko sinasabing, kailangan nyo siyang sagutan hardcore kasi nga ang exam mo is computer-based na. Yung pong exam na yun ay pen and paper-based pa. Kung gusto mo siyang practicean, walang problema, malaya kang gawin yun sa bahay. Pero, ang main idea para doon sa mga accent lectures na i-start kong i-upload this coming Thursday ay mapakinggan mo yung audio ng paulit-ulit. Sa mga may sasakyan, pwede mo siyang gawing sound trip habang bumabiyahe. Sa mga nag-workout, pwede nyo nang gawin mong sound trip. Sa mga may mga ginagawa sa bahay, nagluluto, naglalaba, yun ang papakinggan mo paulit-ulit. Ano pa, saan mo pa siya pwedeng gamitin? Pwedeng gamitin mo rin siya mismo practice sa exam. Kung magpe-pen and paper based ka, i-print mo lang yung material. Okay pa, malinaw? Okay. So ano po ba kasi yung pinagkaiba-iba ng mga yan? So pakita ko lang yung pinagkakaiba-iba nila. Sa American accent, ito po ang kanyang audio. No? Again, we will be using the exact same paragraph for every accent type. Pare-parehas po yung babasahin nila pero magkakaiba yung tunog. Kung tatagalogin nyo po kasi si accent, ang ibig sabihin niyan ay punto. Punto. Uy, ganun siya magsalita, siguro taga-kuya po yan. Kasi ganun yung mga punto ng taga-kuya po eh. O ganun siya magsalita, siguro taga-gapan yan. May ganun silang, isipin nyo guys, nasa Nueva Ecija pa lang tayo, iba-iba na yung punto. What more, ang UK, ang Australia, at United States, hundreds or thousands of miles apart from one another. Karagatan ang namamagitan dyan. Ano namamagitan sa Europe and Australia? Indian Ocean. Ano namamagitan sa US and Europe? Atlantic Ocean. Sa kabilang banda, Pacific Ocean. Ang lalaki ng diferensya. Babarkuin mo yan, i-aeroplanuhin mo yan. Oh. Pero, sa atin, abay, 10 minutes mo lang babiyahin mula dito hanggang San Leonardo, iba na ang pananalita ng tao. Nagigets niyo yung point? Oh. Eh, what more pa sa kanila? Iisang lengguwahe, pero ibang-iba ang pagsasalita. Dahil libu-libong milya ang diferensya. Pakinggan natin American.
Please call Stella, ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She will scoop these things up into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Okay. One of the main features of American accent is the way they speak. It's actually very lazy. Sila po ang nagpauso ng contraction or yung method kung saan shortcut nila yung mga words. For example, do not, nagawa nilang don't. Want to, wanna. Going to, gonna. Sila yung nagpauso na. Yung because, ganun. So lazy speakers yan. Kung mapapakinggan nyo, halimbawa, either LeBron, Curry, Durant, o kahit sinong NBA player, but in-interview yan, basta hindi ibang lahi you're American. It's a message that, you know, everyone's the ball, and thanks to the coach, this is part of the team. I think you have from here, and there's reps and rebounds, and I think all the way to the finals. Puta na, nakaintindihan. Ayaw nilang buka yung bibig nila. Slur ang tawag na. Okay? So, kapag American accent, yun ang problem. Yung glide, yung mabilis na pagpo-pronounce. Sa British, mas madali. Ito siya.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Took the speaker much longer to pronounce everything because British accent, they really give respect to the spaces between words and how the syllables are timed. So if we have a short vowel sound, it's going to sound like a short vowel. If it is a long vowel sound, it will sound like a long vowel sound. The main concern for British accent is the lack of R in some of the words. Diba? Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. Walang R. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. Brother. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags and we'll go meet her Wednesday at the train station. Pati yung T sometimes around. No? So sometimes they drop the T, sometimes they overpronunciate it. It just depends on where you are in the UK. So if you're in the northern part, most probably your T's will also be gone. But if you're from the middle, central, and southern London, yung T doon ay overly pronounced. Australian accent. Makinig pong mabuti ha. Hindi po ito biro. Ito po, seryoso na tayo.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we'll go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Kaya po pag yan ang na-encounter nyo sa exam, isang malaking malas ang mangyayari sa buhay mo. No? Kasi guys, tingnan nyo, try nyo pakinggan nang hindi nyo titingnan tong Script. Try nyo lang, pakinggan. Hindi nyo titingnan yung script, ha? Sige, tingin kayo sa taas, tingin kayo sa baba, tingin kayo somewhere. Pakinggan nyo lang kung ano yung mga magigets yung words.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we'll go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Diba? Buwisit eh. Yung blue cheese. Ang dali na yan. Blue cheese. Blue cheese. Maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. You can scoop these things in the 3 red bags and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station. Na mabilis niya. No? So, types of questions, we have multiple choice, singular, and multiple answers, meaning if there is a multiple answer, you have to write for one item. It means that if you only write one, or if you only click one, you will not be able to get a point from it. So minimum is 2. So tingnan nyo, minsan may 3. No? No, select the 3 characteristics of a whale. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So pag dalawa lang pinili mo, nakalagay doon 3, kahit tama pa yung dalawang kinlik mo, mali pa rin yung sagot mo because you need to write. Expect the speaker will use synonyms or paraphrasing on the recording, but most of the time, it is going to be verbatim. So sample natin.
Section 3. Listen to a female student, Amina, talking to her tutor, Dr. Bryson, about her project on local history. Amina has completed a first draft of the project. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26.
You have some time. So anong gagawin? Look, inspect, observe. Amina's project is about local. So local will be my clue word. Particularly like, I'm going to wait for words that mean like and surprise because what made Amina, our character here, become surprised in her project. So.
Now listen carefully to the first part of the discussion and answer questions 21 to 26.
Well, Amina, thanks for letting me have your draft in such good time.
Oh, that's all right. I was just very anxious to hear what you think of it. You can see that I decided to change the topic. I had been interested in looking at Bering's factory.
Oh, I think the hospital was a much better choice. In fact, well, I have to say that I thought it was good.
Oh.
There's still lots of work to be done.
Oh, yes, of course.
But there's plenty of good ideas. It opens well, and the first chapter is fine, but the middle section really stood out for me. Most interesting.
That's amazing, because I really didn't find it a bit easy to write.
How long did you work on the whole thing?
Well, I spent about 2 or 3 weeks reading and doing general research, and then I dashed the writing off very quickly. So about 4 weeks in all.
Well, that's about par for the course. You've got a while yet to make the changes.
Oh, right. No problem.
Right. Let's have a look at my notes here. Okay, starting with section headings. The broad divisions are good, but you'll have to read.
So, malinaw na malinaw niyo po talaga siyang mariin. So, paano ko po ito sinagutan? Sabi niya, Amina's project is about local. So, I was very anxious because I was looking at the Bering's factory. No, I think the hospital is a much better choice, which means that Amina was about to start the project studying Bering's factory, but she decided to change it, now making it hospital. Kaya ang sagot natin ay B. And there's plenty of things to be done pa, although nagandahan ko siya. Sabi dun sa 1, sa 22 sa A, it opens well, yung introduction. First chapter is fine. So ginamit yung mga adjective, well. Sabi sa B, fine. Tapos, the middle section, really stood out well for me. Most interesting. So, ibig sabihin po ba nun, ang pinaka-nagustuhan niya doon ay yung C. Yes, dahil gumamit siya ng maraming adjective to put an emphasis on that. So, C. 23, oh, really? Because I didn't find it easy to do. So, kung chap-chap mo yung words, didn't find it easy to do. So, ang ibig sabihin nun ay found it difficult to do. Hindi niya daw nadalian, which means didn't find it easy. Hindi niya nadalian means found it difficult. Same. Kaya nga sabi natin, expect the speakers will use synonyms. Most of the time, verbatim, pero hindi siya madalas. Okay? Okay. Ba't ang lungkot yung ata? So, another type of question besides multiple choice will be gap fill, where you really have to type your answers. In some cases, you don't essentially have to type your answers letter per letter. You just have to transfer it or click it in a diagram. You just have to drag and drop them accordingly. So, one or two of the four sections may be a map or a diagram. Directions. Focus on directions. Wait for words that imply direction, such as adjacent, neighboring, adjoining, across, transversely, from corner to corner, beside, next to, alongside, in between, in the middle of, amid, left, right, front, north, south, east, and west. So we have a sample map here. I would like to use as my sample in this case. So I will be answering questions as I listen.
Well, here we are at the top of the tower, and we're going to look at the view from each direction. Out to the east, the large buildings about 1 kilometre away are on the Olympic site. There's an indoor arena for gymnastics, a stadium for track and field, and a swimming pool for races and synchronised swimming, and also diving. If you look carefully down there, you can see the train lines. The Olympic site has its own station to encourage the use of public transport. There is also a car park, but it only holds a limited number of cars. The formal park has some specially created water features. If you look out here to the south, you can see a circular ornamental pond. And around to the west, you can relax and sit on a bench to smell the flowers in the rose garden. And finally, up to the north, if you look in front of you now, there's a lake with a small island in the centre. You can hire rowing boats at the boat shed, which you can't see from here. But if you look through the trees, you can see the cafe, which has lovely views across the water. OK, let's climb down now. We will go now and have a look at the nature reserve section of the park, which has opened up natural wetland to the public.
Yeah. So like what I've mentioned, part 2 is where we normally feature informational talk, particularly tourist information. So ito po yung aming park, dito tayo ngayon, tutur ko kayo, ito siya, ito sa kanan, ito sa kaliwa. So therefore, we should expect that maps will often appear either in part 2 or 3 of your class. Mas madalas siyang mag-appear sa areas na. So now, paano ko siya sinagot? Sige, erase natin lahat. Here we are at the top of the tower. This is your reference point and this is very important. So as you listen, naka-ready yung iyong finger doon sa tower. Left finger. Nakuha? Okay. Out here to the east is the Olympic side. There's an indoor arena for gymnastics. There's a stadium. There's a swimming pool for synchronized swimming. Yung mga narinig. If you look carefully down there, there's also a train line to encourage the user to use the public transport. There's a station. And there's also a car park. So itong circle na to, dinretso niya. Train line, station, blanco. Anong sabi niya? After station, car park. O malamang yun ang sagot mo sa car park. Now, if you look to the south, there's a circular ornamental pond. Bilog ba siya? Yes. May pangalan ba siya? Pond. Yes. Out here to the west, ayun po yung ating reference. Kanan, kaliwa, baba, taas. Ayan. You can sit on the benches. Ito palang mga maliliit na to ay mga bench. You can smell the flowers on the rose garden. So ito palang pumapalibot sa bench na yon ay ang ating rose garden. Kaya yung po ang sagot natin sa 16. And then, out here to the north, binlugan ko na malaki, there's a lake with a small island on the center. Siya ba yun? Yes. Ito yung lake, ito yung island. You can hire rowing boats, but you can't see from here. Ito daw siya. Eh, nandito tayo sa tower, so hindi mo talaga siya makikita. Tingnan nyo ha. Okay, you can hire rowing boats on the boat shed, but you can't see from here. Kasi nga, nabablock ka ng trees. Pero sa pagitan ng trees, ang sabi niya, through the trees, kaya nga makinig ka sa mga words na between, adjacent, neighboring, besides, in front, at the back of. Ito naman, true. Sa pagitan ng trees, may trees ba dito? Yes. May trees ba dito? Yes. Andun daw yung cafe. So, ang sagot mo sa 17, may cafe. So, ganun po ang pagsagot ng mapa. Once again ha, mapa po ang isa sa pinakamahirap na question. So now, we are done with the some stuff. Magbe-break po muna ako. Papahinga ko lang yung aking lalamunan. Pause muna tayo for a while. Okay, so I've mentioned the most important aspect of your listening exam is none other than the format. Because if you are going to be writing an improper format, then your answer is going to be considered wrong. Which is going to hurt because each point will cost a mark. So definitely, the more points you get, the better chances you get of getting the right. All caps are accepted. Kung nag-iisip ka, sir, mag-all caps ba ako? Wag ba ako mag-all caps? Ka na mag-isip, mag-all caps. Okay? Yeah. Listening! Tutuhul. Asan ba tayo? Okay. All caps are accepted in listening, reading, but never in writing. I just want to clarify that. Why? Because capitalization rules apply in the listening test. Meaning, if you're not going to capitalize letters which require capitalization, or perhaps you're going to capitalize letters which does not require capitalization, your answer will be wrong. Okay? So kung ang sagot mo, for example, St. Mary's Cathedral, yung S ng St. Mary, malaki. Yung M, maliit. Mali ang sagot. Pero kung malaking letters lahat, tama na yun. Nagets yun? Kaya may iba na malapit sa akin, sir, tingnan nyo ha, ito yung sagot ko, tapos ito yung sagot ko sa questionnaire, kasi yung capitalization po. Nakuha? So, mahigpit sila dyan. Caps lock na lang. Totoo. All caps. Tenses. Kung ang sagot mo dapat ay past tense, ang nilagay mo present, mali ang sagot mo, technically. Kaya lagi po niyong iisipin ang mga be verb. Ang be o tinatawag nating auxiliary, accessory, or sense verbs. Yung mga iba-ibang form yan. Si is, are, was, were, am. Si has, have, had. Lahat ng mga words or verbs na susundan ng mga to, dapat ay naka-past participle. Yan. So, bigyan ka ng example. Question number 11. Bawa lang ha, 11. Students need to be blank with a history of physics. Ang narinig mo sa audio, ito. Ito yung narinig mo sa audio ha. We need to teach our pupils the history of physics. Anong nakita mo dyan na sagot? Anong sagot mo ngayon dyan? Teach, di ba? Tama ba? Tama. Teach. Kasi sabi mo dyan, sabi dun sa audio na narinig ko, we need to teach our pupils, which is exactly the same as students need to be teach. Pero ito ang problema. Meron kang B before dun sa blank. So itong teach mo ngayon, pag yan ang sagot mo, mali siya. Bakit? Eh, be verb, kailangan mo ngayong kunin yung past participle ng teach para maging siyang grammatically accurate. So anong past participle ng teach? Taught. Doon pa lang tatama yan. So narinig mo man teach, pero dahil dun sa element ng grammar construction, dapat gawin mo siyang past participle. Pag kinonvert mo siya into the required form, tama siya. Pag hindi mo siya kinonvert, mali ka. Every time. Hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon, past participle lang. Pwede rin naman kasing present participle. Halimbawa, is. Yung isang form ng be, si is. O kaya si are. Halimbawa, students are gathering. So, present participle naman yun. Diba? They gather at the quadrangle. Students are blank. So, narinig mo gather, pero gathering ang iyong. Okay? So, yun yung grammar eh. Yun yung mahirap na part. Kaya, sabi man natin, ang grammar po ay minor, pero kung kaya po nating magtagal pa ng konti at attendan yung mga grammar lessons, yung grammar naman, di mo naman kailangan pasukan na punta ka talaga dito. Naka-replay naman siya. Naka-record na siya. Papanoorin mo na lang. Okay? Matuto ka ng grammar kung kailangan mo. Pero again, ang pinaka-importante pa rin sa listening ang skills na matututunan mo through practice. Yun pa din. So, anong tamang date? Burahin ko muna to. Wala kayong masyadong idea. Ang narinig mo is November 23. Ang sagot ni ma'am, ito, November 23. Sagot ni sir, 23 naman, November. Sagot ni sir, November 23rd. Sagot ni sir, 23rd November. Sagot ni sir, 11/23. Sagot ni ma'am, 23/11. Ano po kayang tama dyan? Ano pong tama? Okay, tama. Lahat po na to ay tama. Except lang po yung 11/23 at 23/11. Kasi masyadong vague yan na numbers. Unless, yun yung format. Again ha, meron tayong exception to the rule ha, unless siya yung format. Now, pwede kang mamili ano yung pinakatama dito sa kanilang lahat. Anong pinakatama dyan? Yung November 23. Bakit? Yun yung narinig ko eh. Bakit ko pa babaguhin? Yun na yung mismong narinig ko. Ba't maglalagay pa ako ng RD November 23rd dyan November 23 ang narinig ko. So kung anong narinig ko, yun ang sagot. Except kung kailangan mong i-transform yung answer mo para maging grammatically correct. But what you hear is exactly how you write them as answers. Okay? Alright. Ngayon, sir, paano mo nasabi na pwedeng tumama yung 11/23 tsaka 23/11? Kung meron kang table na ganito. May nakabigay na dyan na table. Square na natin para maganda. Nakabigay ka na table dyan. Palagay doon sa table, date. Diba? Dito, date. Tapos dito naman, venue. Green Archers. Green Knights na lang. Football. Schedule. Once again, Green Knights football schedule. Yan po ang ating nakalagay. Nakalagay doon sa date, blanco. May nakalagay sa venue, British Sports Center. Tapos, doon naman sa kabilang date, nakalagay ka na sample, 9/14. Tapos dito naman yung blanco. Sabi dyan, okay, the first game of Green Knights will be held on September 12th against the Blue Devils at British Sports Center. 2 days after, with just enough rest to recover, with the same venue, the Green Knights will face the Red Scorpions on the 14th of September. Ang tanong, bakit mali ito? Bakit mali din to? Yon. Magkakatalo po yan sa format. Kasi ang format natin dito dapat ganito. So, ibig sabihin, yung kanina na hindi pwedeng number lang, dito ngayon siya dapat gawing number. Kasi may format na ibinigay, tama ho ba? Now, bakit mali yung British Sports Center? Parehas lang naman yung nilagay mo. Actually, may pinagkaiba yan sa spelling. Ginawa mong ginawa mong American spelling yung dapat British spelling. Sir, akala ko ba, regardless of whether your spelling is British or American, your answer is accepted. Well, papasok yun kung walang format na binigay. May binigay na example eh. Ibig sabihin nun, susundin mo lang yun. Pati yung spelling niya, susundin mo lang. Clear? Okay. So, dun po pumapasok ang formatting issues natin sa exam. So, sunod. May mga student number na narinig. Sabi dyan, what is your student number? That's SI 412-2311. Oh, can you repeat that? That's SI 412-2311. Okay, thank you very much. Ano po ang tama sa kanilang tatlo? Ano po ang tama sa kanilang tatlo? Lahat ay tama. Again ha, lahat po ay tama. Ngayon, okay lang ba may dash or space? Pwede, pero hindi naman siya recommended. At kapag nakakita ka ng write no more than one word, naku po, pag nakakita ka ng write no more than one word, kapag ginawa mo tong ganito, mabibilang to as 1, 2, 3, ganun din dito, 1, 2, 3. So, mali yan parehas, kaya ang tamang sagot dyan, ito. So, for us to be safe, yung pangatlong version po ang gagamitin natin. Malinaw? Okay.
No.
So, magpa-practice po muna tayo sa mga nasa Zoom. Wait po natin ang ating American accent na i-upload ko po next week. So, have a nice day. God bless and good luck.